Yeah, the district told us today there are a variety of issues when it comes to the bus routes, and we heard about a lot of those issues directly from you. We were able to take those questions directly to Brent Campbell. It's the second day of school for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, and Chief Communications Officer Brent Campbell knows there's already room for improvement.
And we're well aware that yesterday was not optimal for us or for parents.
While he says there are always challenges the first day of school, the first week, Monday was a struggle when it came to the district's busing of some 35,000 students to and from school.
We want students at school, and we understand that transportation is a big part of that.
While the district hired 40 new bus drivers this summer and made some changes to make applying for the position more attractive, including paying for some elements of the training, a referral program, and a pay bump for drivers, the district is still 60 drivers short.
Because we run such a complex system, bus drivers running multiple runs a day, if something slows up at the beginning route, it impacts throughout the rest of the day.
So say you're waiting for your kid to get home from school, but the bus is nowhere to be found. What do you do? The district says that you have a couple of options. You can contact your child's school, you can contact the transportation office, or you can download an app on your phone called Here Comes the Bus. You will need the school's district code, that's 74254, as well as your student's ID number. The app allows you to track your student's bus in most situations. Drivers do run multiple routes for elementary, middle, and high school students by bell schedule. Also, due to magnet schools in the district, routes aren't always limited, Campbell says, to neighborhoods near the school itself.
Teams went back through those routes. We already started making adjustments.
Campbell says if families' plans have changed, communicate that to your child's school ASAP so that the bus isn't waiting for a student that isn't going to show up. They ran into that problem on Monday. He also says students were at stops they weren't scheduled to be at, slowing down drivers while they figured out who needed to be where.
It'll get better. It will get better. The biggest thing I can say to parents is please be patient with us. We're trying our best to get your students home and to get them home safely.
So Brent tells us that parents, if your child does take the bus over the next few days, you're going to want to keep a close eye on those pick-up and drop-off times because they are making those adjustments. There may have been a change. He says in some cases that's already happened, but he did want to highlight some of the positives. He said every child got home safely and said they had no disciplinary issues and no issues with kids wearing their masks on the bus. In Winston-Salem, Leanne Denyer, WXII 12 News.
Well, frustrated parents and scared students. It is the result of school bus issues within the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District. Some students, they are not being picked up at all in the mornings. Others are getting home nearly 4 hours after the final bell. Our Devontae McKenna is looking into those concerns tonight in WXII 12 News 12 Investigates.
Many parents we spoke with say their biggest frustration is no communication coming from the district. They understand minor issues will happen at the start of a brand new school year, but they say what they're going through right now is extreme.
No email answers, no phone answers, nothing.
And then I had some conflicting stories. I couldn't get through to the transportation department.
No one from the school contacted me, no email, no phone call, no voicemail, nothing.
Nothing, although parents say something is wrong. Sharice Goins is a South Fork Elementary School parent. Signing her kids up to ride the bus, she didn't imagine having to wait 30 extra minutes in the mornings, nor did she expect to have to pick up her children every day from school. The reason why? She says the principal told her there are just not enough buses on the roads.
That's a huge concern. That's just totally unacceptable to have a 2:45 dismissal and not get picked up potentially until 5:30 or 6 o'clock with a 6:30, 6:45, or even 7 drop off. It's just unacceptable.
Goins said her son has been the only person numerous times to tell her there isn't a bus to take him home. It scares her because being new to the city, she feels helpless when the district doesn't take action. Goins believes the responsibility of communicating bus issues shouldn't fall on a 9-year-old child. That same child wondering if mommy is coming to pick him up.
That's an adult communication that needs to happen. That should never have been relayed to from my son. Unacceptable.
It's extreme. I can understand because of the pandemic and all, maybe being a little bit behind, but it's extreme.
An anonymous grandmother of a Reagan High School student said her granddaughter, after school, would have to stand in 90-degree heat for hours, waiting for a bus to pick students up. These Reagan High School students we saw waiting on a morning bus say the wait time has tripled. The grandmother says these issues should have been addressed a long time ago.
I don't even see any end in sight now. If they still need that many drivers, when is it going to be okay?
These same concerns echoed from the North Carolina Association of Educators. Bus driver pay and recruitment a statewide problem.
We have some bus drivers living on food stamps. Who wants to sign up for that?
Not many people do, and the impacts are hitting this Louisville middle school parent pretty hard.
Administration at the school that said kids had missed school. So school is a basic right for our kids in the United States. So for that to happen, I feel like the transportation department failed.
The school district says they have about 60 driver positions open, and that's even with some district supervisors now driving bus routes. The district continues to receive route change requests, which they say can alter routes timing. The district said they are trying to fix this problem, including raising starting pay to at least $15 an hour, paying applicants during training, making more full-time positions available, and even adding a referral program. This will be a topic at the upcoming Board of Education work session on Tuesday. More options to address the busing challenges will then be discussed. The full statement from the district online at WXII12.com. For 12 Investigates, I'm Devontae McKenna.
More support, better pay, better communication. It's what bus drivers say they want from that very same school district. Winston-Salem, Forsyth County.
That's right. Their response comes after our first investigation exposing parents' frustration with bus issues. Devontae McKenna has more in tonight's 12 Investigates.
We spoke to 4 bus drivers in the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District who bring more than 30 years of experience to the system. All 4 said this has been the worst year of their careers. The biggest complaint, a lack of support from their own district administration.
I know a lot of people have walked away for that very reason. And until we get better support and that the people can see, the drivers can see, it's going to always be a shortage.
Wanda Byers might look familiar to many. She's been driving for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools for 17 years. Byers is shocked at the way the district is handling the shortage. She says it's going to get worse before it gets any better.
The way things are going now, you're not getting a lot of people who want to drive. You're getting more people who do not want to drive.
The feeling of not wanting to drive is the last thing this bus driver of 4 years wants to experience himself. He says the impact of running 3 to 4 extra routes daily with low pay is becoming a bit too much.
What's heartbreaking to me is to see these drivers that have been driving for 30 years and for them to say they're getting to the point where they're just tired. We're actually losing more than we need to be gaining. If you up the pay and give these drivers what they're worth, then we wouldn't have to hire National Guard or anybody else because people would then roll in.
He, too, is quick to say the district is failing at supporting some of their most important employees.
We just need that support. Supervisors or even above that, Department of Transportation. Come out and talk to us. See what we can do together because we're out on the road and you're not.
Superintendent Tricia McManus says that she's starting to do just that. She launched Meet Me at the Ramp 1 week ago, meeting drivers one-on-one, hoping to hear their voices a bit better.
It bothers me as a person who really values our employees and wants to do everything to retain our great employees. When I hear that folks are not feeling valued, it definitely hits home with me, and that's why I'm out there trying to figure out what else can we do.
The tension is not only between bus drivers and the district, but parents as well. Many drivers say the lack of communication from the district to the parents regarding daily busing issues is leaving bus drivers in the hot seat.
When you enforce the rules and you get kickback from the parents and stuff, then you don't get the support from the people who made the rules.
So we have to run X amount of routes. There's no communication with the parents. You pull up with their kid as quick as you can get there, as safely as you can get there, and we get bashed for trying to do our best.
McManus says the transportation department is trying their best as well and admits to communication problems early on. She says that department went from 2,000 phone calls on the first day of school to now only 10 calls per week. She also believes the drivers shouldn't be the ones doing the explaining.
I mean, that really should not fall on our drivers. I'll be honest with you. That should really, our supervisors for each corridor that actually support the routes on that corridor, from them to the administrative team that's overseeing the whole process, we need to be the ones that are reaching out to parents and solving problems with parents.
Recruitment for bus drivers is a statewide problem. One bus driver who's been on the road now for about 5 years with the district wanted to remain anonymous out of fear of retaliation from the school system. She questions, why would someone even think to apply at this point?
I think the community has really seen how far it's gotten, and then you got outsiders looking in and like, do I really want to drive and go through that as well and be stressed out?
Stressed out over every delayed pickup and drop-off they make.
I mean, you just dropping and going or picking up and going. It's like you don't get that time to stop, breathe, or anything like that. It's just always go.
Tamika Quigg has been driving for almost 8 years with the district, calling this year quite the adventure. She stands strong on the support issue from district administration.
It's just like the incident that happened at Tabor. They commended the teachers, the police, and all of that, but you never once heard about them saying, oh, well, thanks to the bus drivers.
McManus admits it may not have been an immediate show of appreciation, but her heartfelt thanks is always there.
They may not have been in that very first interview. That was the day of the shooting, but when I did our press conference, I specifically did recognize them because that is really important.
Recognizing the same bus drivers who say they've waited far too long for change and their patience has hit a stopping point.
It's always, we'll get to it, bear with us. We have, we haven't forgot about you guys. We're working on this, we're working on that. That's every day. We see no change.
For 12 Investigates, I'm Devontae McKenna.
Superintendent McManus says that she does not want this issue to get any worse. A short-term solution is using private charter bus companies. Those contracts are actually already in the works, and the district hopes to utilize them at some point starting next week. And as far as pay is concerned, the district increased the starting wage last year to $15. Drivers also get $20 for each extra route they pick up. Right now, the district has 87 bus driver vacancies.